Okay, just so that you know, I'm waiting for Chef Gaurav Anand to come on. If you're coming in live with us, if you could please make sure that you don't request to go live with us so that he can and we can have him answer all of our questions. I'm just waiting for him to come on. I hope everybody is staying safe. And thank you everybody for joining. This is amazing that there's so many people coming on. I'm just waiting for our dear chef friend. So Gaurav, if you're out there, request to go live with us. Hopefully we know exactly what's happening here. I'm actually in Arizona, as some of you know, so it is well over 100 degrees, so it's really hot here. Say, wave to us, and please let us know if you have any questions while we're doing this. Let's see. I hope everybody is staying safe and staying indoors wherever you are, in whatever part of the world. We have a lot of people tuning in from India and Italy and a lot of destinations that we've been at before. So I'm just waiting for him to join and to connect. Let me maybe send him a quick email and see if he comes on. Let's see. Hopefully we don't have any technical difficulties. I'm live. I love the subject of food, of course, as many of you know, and I'm sure you do too, and making sure that we can have Chef Anand answer all of our questions and how he got started would be amazing. Just telling him to hit the request button so that he knows that he can join live. I am live now. Comment in the comment box where you're joining us from so that we know where you are. I know I saw some of our vendors that joined that they're in New York, but where's everybody else joining from? That's what I really want to know. If you want to make comments, that would be great in the comment box. And let's see where. I know that he was having some difficulty connecting, and I guess that's part of the suspense of us waiting for him to be able to join. Let's see here. Let's see if he's here. Give me 1 second. Let me take this and see. Add it like this. And waiting for him to go live. I hope everybody is staying safe. Oh, there he is.
Sorry,
Are you outside of a Jamba Juice right now?
I don't know. I think I had a connection issue with my Wi-Fi.
Oh, well, where are you? It looks really sunny where you are as well.
So I'm in Dallas right now. I came here just to see my family, and I land up, just staying here because I have to quarantine for 14 days. So if I come back to
Yeah.
New York, I have to quarantine for another 14 days. So I decided to stay back here.
Well, you look good.
Yeah,
And it's sunny where you are, and it's sunny where I am, and it's like 104 degrees here in Phoenix. So, I mean, at least you're not in New York right now. But thanks so much
yeah,
for joining us live. I know how much you love doing this, Cora.
I know.
So tell us a little bit. We have a lot of people who are very interested in kind of hearing what is going on. Well, all I can see right now is your ear. So hopefully you can hear
Can you
me.
see me now?
Now I can see. I just want to make sure that can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So tell
If you
us a
can be a
little bit.
little louder.
Okay, I'll try to talk a little bit louder. Is that okay? Is that
Yeah,
better? Because you're
perfect.
outside and I'm outside. But
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about how you got started and, about being able to get in the culinary business and also catering business, because I know you've been doing this for a long time, even though you look really young.
So I was doing my law, and I hated it. My dad wanted to me be a lawyer, as like every Indian parent decide their kid future. So my dad decided that I should be a lawyer, but
Okay.
somehow I met this great chef, Jake Scalra, one of the legend of India culinary scene, and I went to him and I said, I hate what I do, but I really love food. He said, come and join my team, and since then, I'm here, right here.
And how
That's how
did
I
you get
started.
into catering? Whoa, it's
So
like really
catering,
windy where I am, so I
so
hope you can still hear
catering,
me.
catering. I was doing a lot of catering with him in India, a lot of high end catering. But of course, I got into catering. Remember when you walked into my restaurant and you said, "Chef, I really love your food, and would you cater my own event?" I said.
Yes.
So that time I didn't know who you are, and I said, "Oh, we don't do catering because we don't really find clients we are looking for." And you're like, "No, I would like you to do my event." And we did your event, and after that, here we are. You've slammed us with a lot of these luxury
A
events.
lot of weddings. Whoa, everything's flying away. Um, Yeah, no, I mean, I remember walking into the restaurant and trying food and the presentation and the flavors, and I'm like, oh my God, I hope that this guy does catering. And away we went because you catered my 15-year rebrand party a few years ago. I can't believe it's
Yes.
been 15 years, but and people literally are still talking about it. And I'm not just saying that to make you feel better, but they literally are still talking about the food. So tell me, and I know you get this question all the time, but what makes you different? There's so many caterers nationwide. So what makes you different in the kind of catering that you do? Like, tell us, tell the world,
So
what
we are,
makes you different?
so we are not H&M of catering. We are very boutique, like any other luxury brand, like Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes. So we are not meant for everybody. And what makes us different is that our clients are different. We are not for everybody, and we completely understand that. And we're always looking for the client who would appreciate what we do. Especially, what makes us different is that we are the only company which execute Indian and international food sit down. And I've done multiple sit downs dinner with you. I think
Yeah,
one of my first sit down dinner which I did was with you.
yeah,
So, which was 9 courses at Plaza, and those
I
are the
remember
kind
that.
of clients who are looking, because I don't think so, like people want buffet anymore, especially a luxury client. um, and especially in this environment, you don't want a buffet at all.
Correct. Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago. But I think that what impresses me is when I work with you, I know you're only doing my event. There's only one event per weekend, or you might do two events per weekend. But I think, can you talk to me about why that is so important? I know why it's important to me, but why is that important to you in dealing with only one or two clients per weekend?
So the most important thing is, especially when you're taking somebody's wedding or somebody's, a huge event for them, it's their lifetime event. We are not like, we are not like other catering companies who are taking 30, 30, 40, 40 events in a day or on a weekend. That doesn't make us luxury, first of all.
Yeah,
Second, we are not boutique anymore. Three, I cannot be everywhere. And I personally like to be at my every event I do.
yeah,
If I've done 300 events, I've been present at 299 of those. And if I'm
yeah,
not present at one, there has to be some extraordinary circumstances.
yeah,
Yeah, and we can handle, one or two event on a weekend. We can handle much more, but we cannot produce a luxury product. So that's why it's very important for even bride and groom who are getting married at these luxury venues to have a luxury caterer who's giving
to
them full
realize that.
attention. It's
Yeah,
like having a luxury planner like you. Like, your client has your full attention, right?
yeah,
They're not looking around to talk to 10 different people. They're always looking for you to talk to you. So
yeah.
exactly the same thing.
And I think as a planner, that's so important to me because having you on the job, I know that you're going to be there and you've been at the tasting, you've been at, the walkthrough, you know exactly what's happening. And it's not like somebody else rolls in and says, okay, why do we have this or why do we have that? And plus, I think what we do is so specialized with all of the courses that it really takes someone to be in the kitchen that understands how to do all of this plate up. I mean, I've had the pleasure of being in the kitchen with you, I think twice, and it's so chaotic in a good way, because I think the way that you're executing things and doing the plate up, like it's just it's kind of enlightening to see what exactly happens in order to put out multiple courses. And yeah, I remember the plaza wedding that we did. That was one of my biggest weddings with you. That was 9 courses. And I
Yeah.
remember I was like, oh my God, is this going to happen? Is this, but it's also your finesse with all of the back of the house team, right? Because at a lot of these venues, it has to be what is happening back of house to make you successful too, right?
Yeah. I
Okay.
mean, absolutely. I mean, I would say I would give credit to Plaza, Emily Rifle, their team. Like what they did was amazing. And of
I think
course,
Emily's on here, who she always helps us with every situation, just like all of our other venues that kind of just say, do whatever you want to do because they know the
yeah,
execution is going to be amazing. Um,
thank you.
I think that you kind of touched on this, but what does luxury in the catering world mean to you? I know that it's just doing 1 or 2 events, but can you tell me, like, as far as the food is concerned and preparation, and you kind of commented buffet versus sit down. Tell me your thoughts on this and where you think this is
So,
going.
so luxury to me, luxury means having, like first of all, if for me, I mean, everybody could have a different definition for luxury. For me, is giving me 1,000% attention, which we give to our clients. You send us an email, we respond to you within like 2 to 3 hours or 4 hours. We don't sit
True.
on our emails. Then we give you what you want. We don't tell you you will take this. We get into your mind and we create a menu around your love story. If you remember, one of the wedding we did at Cipriani, where we did the whole menu around how they got engaged,
Yeah,
uh,
I remember
which
this.
country, where the groom proposed, then the whole wedding, their first date. So what we do is we draft literally the whole menu around their love story. What do they want? What do their family want? And the most important thing is that when we come there, whether it's event of 200 people or 400 people, we have an army of 55 people.
I
We
know
are,
you bring so many people with you. It's
yes,
amazing. It's not like 3 people roll in. It's like there are times I remember this one wedding you had like 60 staff member with you, and I was floored at how many people you brought to
yeah.
execute this event. Why is that important to have that many staff members there with you?
Because see, one, we are charging customer a premium, of course, for a reason that we are bringing the strength, we are bringing the quality product. We are not buying produce from Costco or Walmart. If we do a meat, like you're getting the fresh meat. If you're doing seafood, it's fresh, it's not frozen. So
Yeah, that's true.
all these things which you don't see on Instagram, this is luxury. You're buying fresh Chilean sea bass, which is flew from Chile that morning for your event. You're getting desserts which are flown from Germany, from Switzerland. Like that morning, it has flown there. So like those are the kind of things matter to me the most to give it to my clients. It's not that we charge them a money and we don't give them the value. Otherwise, nobody would hire us. Why would we be in business? But yes, if we call ourselves a luxury or anybody else, whether it's a DJ, whether it's a planner, any vendor says I'm luxury, then you have to keep up to that. You have to
Yeah.
live to that spot. You can be a caterer who cater at Mandarin Oriental or a planner who did a wedding at Mandarin Oriental and start calling themselves we are luxury. No, the luxury is completely different word, and you have to stand by it.
Yeah, no, understood. I think I had such an education working with you when you're doing these tastings for our clients. And there are times that our clients are like, you know what, the food is important, but our budget is this. The food is important, but then I bring them to you and they taste the flavor and they taste the freshness of the food. And I don't eat meat, unfortunately, but I'm vegetarian, but I feel like everybody that comes to your restaurant and whenever we do a tasting, it's just they're just blown away by the fact that this is something that you can produce. And it's not just the flavors and the freshness, it's also the variety. Like I'm always like, where did you come up with this, or where did you, and I think that that's the synergy that we have when we work with clients, that they're so amazed by the variety that you could offer them that they don't get anywhere else, right?
Yeah. But I want to come back to that. That's so true that every single client you have sent to us, we have booked every single one of them. And
Yeah,
I know you've got a lot of backlash also on that. Oh, because Chef Gaurav is your friend, Chef. You've got a lot of backlash in this industry, which is pretty sad. But
it
of
is
course,
sad.
a planner like you always stand by a product, and when we deliver that, your client sees that, and we make your event a super success. Um, so see, the whole idea is when when we know a client comes from you, we already know that client has a taste. One, they hired you, so of course,
Thank you.
they already have a good taste. So we get that, and no offense to anybody else, but yes, like you have certain standards like we have. So whenever we are doing a tasting, we keep certain things in mind. If you remember, we call your clients, we get on the call with them,
Of
we
course.
completely understand that what do they want. We just don't go blindly on it, that you come to my restaurant, I'm going to serve you chicken tikka masala, saag paneer,
Yeah.
samosa, or bel puri. You know what, you don't need me then if you want that. So we keep all those things in our mind, that a client, when a client walk into Chef Gaurav's Anand restaurant, they have a certain expectation, and to keep up with that, it's a lot of pressure on me. So I just try to keep myself, and I keep evolving myself and keep creating.
And I think that that's amazing. I think that the partner, and let's just keep it real, right? If I bring someone to you, if the food is not good, they're not going to go with you. It's not just about us having to know each other over the last however many years and doing all these events. It's just also as a planner, it's peace of mind because we're putting out so many fires during the entire wedding weekend, let's just say, right? And
Yeah,
the last thing I need is someone saying, "Oh, we don't have these bowls or we don't have this." Or, I mean, that's not what I want to deal with as a planner. You definitely don't want to deal with that as the bride if you don't have a planner, let's just say. Tell me, can you tell me, because we talk about this all the time, can you tell me about your events that you work that has a planner involved, me or anybody else, versus a bride that doesn't have a planner involved? Like, what is the difference? What do you see as the difference with or without a planner?
so see, the difference is, when you don't have a planner on a job, you're completely committing suicide. So, and if you have a planner who
That's
doesn't know
that's a
anything, that's
that's a good way to put
completely
it.
100%, you jump off the cliff. So it's very important for all the brides to have a planner, especially not just reading on Facebook, or like just hiring them because your aunt told them, because I mean, you live in New Jersey and your aunt know this planner and you should hire her, or you live in Manhattan, you should hire her solely on the caliber of execution. Because in event, you don't want a best friend, you want a wedding planner who execute things, because you are the connection between us and 20 other vendors. And if you
Yeah.
don't have a strong wedding planner, you are definitely heading towards a disaster.
Well, thank you for saying that. I think that everybody that's planning a wedding, especially in this environment, they really, really, and it's not just to promote ourselves. I mean, that's not the key. It's the fact that we want to be able to help people have flawless events, and that comes with the team that you put together. There's so many comments coming in, Chef Gaurav. I don't know if you could see these, but people love your food. And food makes me so, if I'm having a bad day, and you know this because your restaurant's down the street, I come in and I just have one of my favorite dishes with you is the paneer tikka masala that you do, and the way that you grill it, the way, and again, it makes me happy. And I think food is supposed to make people happy, right? And I think that
Absolutely.
when it comes to their wedding, if the decor is perfect, the ambiance is perfect, your dress is perfect, but the food is a disaster, I mean, where does that leave the bride?
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
the
see, when people walk into a wedding, they will say decor is awesome. It's very important. They walk into a good venue, so they already have an expectation after seeing good decor, good execution so far. So the food is the only thing which leaves a memory in their, like that's the final memory. Like when they're leaving, the dessert, the appetizers, the cocktail hour, the sit down. All these things are very, very important, and it takes a lot for me. And you have seen me at weddings. I take a lot of pressure personally on myself, because I,
You're like a completely different person.
yeah,
When you're at a wedding, the amount, and I
yeah,
can understand because it's the stress, right? It's like
yeah,
you have the stress of feeding 300, 400, 250. That's an enormous amount of pressure. And
yeah,
it's just, I know at my weddings, people come up to us all the time and they're like, the food was amazing. The food was
yeah,
amazing. And then it's sequential. They walk in, they see the decor, their eyes can't believe what they see. Then they go into being able to do speeches and performances, things like that. Then the food comes out and it's like, we want it to be where their mouth is like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I think that's really, I mean, for me, the partnership with you is so amazing because I know I never have to, worry about that. But thank you so much for taking the time today. Is there anything else that you think the viewers should see? I don't know. I think he's having connectivity issues, but thank you so much, Chef Anand, for joining us today. And I really value the partnership that we have. And hopefully we continue forward and we can actually meet again and have these beautiful events where people could actually taste your food.
I want to ask you, I want to ask you a question, because I mean, and I would love to ask you now, because if you remember, we did a wedding in Italy in Lake Como,
Yes,
and
of course.
there was this massive storm, wind, rain,
Yes.
and this pundit wanted to move the whole wedding inside. And you came to me, and you took some harsh decisions that day. And I've never seen your that side. Even DJ Soil was there. We were all talking about it. That what's up with Sonal. So I would love you to describe, give a brief on that wedding. Maybe like what happened to you.
I mean, when we get into situations where people can't make decisions, right? I mean, I love it when I can turn to the bride and groom and have them make decisions. But there are things that are happening sometimes at weddings that there is no way that the bride or the groom or the parents can really make a decision. And we really need to kind of band together as vendors. And, I'm the wedding planner. Like the buck stops at me, right? Whether I make the right decision or the wrong decision, that pressure is on myself and my team. So that day we had this torrential downpour, Lake Como. You couldn't even see Lake Como, right? There was like nothing to see. And we were just all so stressed out. DJ Suhail was there. We extended the barath. We brought the barath inside. And I remember coming to you and your lunch was supposed to be at like 1 o'clock. And I said, hi, I need you to open lunch in like 20 minutes because instead of doing the barath, the ceremony, and then the lunch, we're going to do the barath, feed them lunch, and then hopefully the weather gets better and we can take everything outside. There was no way we could do the wedding indoors. And I remember you looking at me like, okay, when do you want this open? And I said, in 20 minutes or in 30 minutes. And you're like, no problem. And you literally made it happen. And I think for me, that was like, I have no idea. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I have no idea how you made that happen. And lunch opened within 30 minutes. And later on, after lunch, the skies kind of opened up. You can hear me. Oh, he left. Anyways, that was our story for Lake Como. I think Chef Gaurav's having a little bit of connectivity issues being outside of Jamba Juice right now. But thank you so much, Chef Gaurav, if you can hear me. And thank you, everybody, for joining. We're going to do this every single Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Please stay safe and please come back to be able to see our next guest that we're going to have on next Thursday. I hope that all of this is very enlightening to you, taking the time to talk to these vendors and seeing what makes them different than what's out there.